After
One Piece's last weapon is a spaceship up to the moon.
Dude, what?
Wow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gadsden Grand Line Podcast. I'm your host, Torrin Cantrell, and we have Frankie.
Super!
And welcoming back, possibly my favorite guest, Jace. Chopper.
Hey,
legend.
I'm honored. You know, we did a poll, and I voted for Usopp, but I'm glad that y'all let me on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you made it. You made it just in
He's
time.
always going to be back. Always
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be back.
Love
You
it,
know,
man. Love having you here.
It's the best. God is good, and I am so psyched to be
Amen.
back on the,
Heck yeah.
what is this, the Captain Kuro Appreciation
Oh,
podcast?
Hey, bring it back. Play it back.
Master of 1,000 plans.
I mean, I didn't know people liked him so much until you came along the show.
Surprisingly, I didn't know I liked him much until I started talking about him. And then I was like, this guy's actually pretty cool.
It's
so.
funny because
Frankie's starting to get
he didn't even
emotional.
really like the arc. He didn't really like the arc until Captain Kuro, which is interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't be hating.
Yeah.
on Captain
Yeah,
Kuro.
we found a love hidden deep within Frankie's heart.
That's it.
For
Didn't even
the
know.
master of
Oh, yeah.
1,000 plans,
That's it.
baby.
The Christmas special, I love that we did that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Let's go. And I actually have a special gift here.
Oh.
We can go ahead and mark this down from the great Usopp, a.k.a.
Usopp.
Daniel.
Captain Usopp.
The most buns, dirty Santa gift you could ever ask for.
Oh, my
Yeah, we
gosh.
did Dirty Santa, by the way.
And it is vote Captain Usopp, baby.
Yes.
Hey, y'all voted for him.
That's
I
it.
saw y'all.
That's right.
y'all's vote.
And
The votes are in.
The votes are in. The votes are in.
But we rigged the election, so I'm on.
That's how we roll.
Change the numbers.
Oh yeah, I like it.
I love it. I love it.
Well, first question today: who do you think battles who in the end game of One Piece?
Ooh.
So
we
starting
got-
it off, Blackbeard versus Shanks.
I mean,
that-
so let's first think about who are all the way. So we got Blackbeard, Shanks, we have Emu, we got the Revolutionary Army in play, Figureland, Garland in play,
Yep.
Yeah. You got
Loki.
Loki's in play,
the elders, of course.
the Gorosei
course,
have to be
yeah.
defeated. So there's a lot of things that still have to happen in this
And the
game.
Marines. I mean, what are the Marines going to do?
Kobe. I mean, I know Kobe was here.
Sword, baby.
I mean,
Crossguild? What about Crossguild Buggy over there?
Crossfield. Dude.
Oh my gosh,
Crossfield's
there's so many
actually-
battles left. There's no way he finishes this in 2 years.
So you start
Oh,
us
no,
off.
it's
What do you think if you had to throw it out just to guess?
I mean, I feel like the easiest one right now, and it's kind of, I've tossed and turned on this one, but I think the Revolutionary Army is going to have something to do with the Marijwa and Emu, and I think they're going to start the attack on that. I
Okay.
don't know fully because he can't use.
Yeah.
I think we know that. I mean, at least I don't know if it's confirmed officially, but I think that he's going to be. He can't use his own weapon. I think the one of the, Emu has one of the ancient weapons, which is Uranus. I don't think he can use it on his own city.
Uranus.
So with that,
Uranus.
That's the,
I was trying not to say
that's the
Uranus,
smart way to
but-
say it.
I'm just trying.
The Frankie way to say it.
Exactly, but I don't think he couldn't use it on his own spot. So that'd be a way that okay, he's immobile in that aspect. So I think that's where the battle starts there. I don't know if they're officially going to take out, but I think that's where one of the battles starts.
I would love to know if the battle's on the island or if it's before the island. Are people gonna get to the island together?
You talking about Laugh Tale? Or...
Laugh
Do
Tale.
you think the end game's at Laugh Tale?
Do you think it's at Laugh Tale? Do you think it'll be before Laugh Tale or during Laugh Tale? Like right when the Straw Hats get there?
I think there's gonna. I think
Shanks battles Luffy at Laugh Tale.
you calling that?
Calling that right
No
now.
way.
Calling that mark
No
this
way.
day. Shanks
think-
battles Luffy. I think they arrive at the same
No
time.
shot.
I would love it if Luffy fought Emu, took him out, and Shanks was like, I respect you now. And Luffy's like, okay, here's your hat back.
I think Emu is gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be revolutionary. It's gonna have to be Shanks
Everybody.
and Luffy.
Yeah.
I personally, I think
I
I don't
like
think
that.
Blackbeard's gonna make it to the end of the story. A lot of people
I mean-
say Blackbeard's gonna be at the end, but I think they have to take him out. You know, kind of like
I think
Zebek.
Shanks will take him out.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
I think it'll be kind of
Shanks
like
crew versus
Shanks plug.
Shanks crew versus the Blackbeard Pirates. That'd be an awesome fight to see.
I think that would be pretty wicked. And I do think Shanks is going to show some serious power. I mean, he's already showed it with Kid and his wrecking crew over
And
them.
in Wano when he showed up, freaking
So we think
Congress hockey across the whole land.
so. Blackbeard's going to go against Shanks.
I think so. I think here's what I think the because Shanks has already expressed his worry for Blackbeard, and it's kind of like
I mean,
this.
he's already battled him a little bit, right, with the scar.
Yep.
That's the Scarlet Gate that Shanks has.
So-
So he's already run into him once.
I think Shanks is going to work with I think the Marines, kind of like against Rock's Pirates. You know how Goldie Rogers teamed up with Garp
Yeah.
and the Marines to take down Rock's at God Valley.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the thing. It's going to be earlier than the end, and I think Shanks is going to team up with, you could say the Marines and also probably the Straw
That
Hats.
actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Shanks has been meeting with the Marines,
Yeah.
so that would add up.
Yeah.
And I think that's an awesome theory.
Yeah.
And so do you think they take out Emu first?
At the
Before,
end.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
so they reach the One Piece before they go Emu.
I think you have to have the One Piece to take on Emus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have the Revolutionary Army. That's when they're going to come into
Heard it
play.
here first.
And I think the Straw Hats. I think the red-haired pirates. I don't think Luffy and Shanks are going to fight. My good Chopper soul.
Yeah.
I can't have that. That's going to break my heart.
That'll break me too.
But they have to have like an honorary fight, like kind of like Whitebeard battled Roger.
Maybe after.
Or it's not like they're going to the death. It's
yeah.
just-
How about after?
It'd be
gotta
like
have a
Rocky
fight.
versus Creed at the end of Rocky.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
Where he's like, it finishes with the punch.
There we go. gotta have
Luffy
the
and
comparison.
Shanks.
That's it.
I like
That's
it.
it.
I
So,
like
man. So let's get it straight online. So we're saying, what was your saying?
So I think at the end of it all, it's going to be Revolutionary, Shanks. I even think some Marines like Sword, I think is going to help. Cross Guild. I think there's going to have to be a whole effort to take down Emu and
I agree.
the Gorse.
Okay.
And the five.
And then
others.
Blackbeard's
Yeah.
gonna be taken down by.
Blackbeard will be taken down, I think, as a teamed effort between, I think, the Marines and
I like this.
Shanks.
This
Would all
is
come
awesome.
to an agreement to stop, kind of like Zebek, D-Rocks. They decided before at God Valley, Goldie Rogers like,
Man, I will say, Kobe's got a lot
Imagine-
of growing up to do because I'm just saying, like, at that time, Garp was legit. Roger
Oh, yeah.
is the king of the pirates, and they took down Rocks.
yeah.
Well, he wasn't yet at the time.
I
right?
mean-
he wasn't yet.
wasn't?
Rocks was technically there, but they had to take him out before he could become the king of the world.
Okay.
He was,
there
because Rocks was coming to God Valley.
okay.
He was coming to God Valley. He was pretty much going for the head honchos. He was going for
Yeah.
the
He
Gorse.
wanted to be king of the
He
world.
wanted to
Yeah,
take over.
yeah,
He
yeah.
realized that's the thing about Rocks that was so crazy is he didn't think, I want to fight against pirates. I want to be the king of pirates. He wanted more. He's like,
Yeah.
I want to be powerful. I want to be able to
Mm-hmm.
take down the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
And so,
So, okay. So, but I'm just thinking, like, oh, man.
But like,
Can
imagine.
you imagine having a Garp on your side?
No, but
Now,
imagine-
instead of- Sorry, Kobe. I'm just saying. I
Hey.
think he will eventually get to Garp level, but he is nowhere even close.
what about Helmeppo?
No, he's out of the story, out of the picture.
his little laser beam?
But imagine the five elders end up turning on Emo. Imagine you have a crazy switch up at the end there.
I don't think that can happen.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
I think the five elders lives are dependent on the survival of Emu.
I think
Because-
Emu's got
and
Oh, you think
and-
they're souls?
I
Like,
think
Emu souls?
when you decide to be a Gorse, you pretty much sacrifice your life, and you almost like your spirit or soul or will, whatever, gets intertwined with emus.
Okay.
And so your lifespan is dependent on emu. So I think all of them are going to be.
They're all like Emu Horcruxes.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
But like I was trying to say it without
That's what I was
saying it,
thinking,
'cause,
Voldemort.
trying to.
But you saw it. It's a very good point because Saturn, who pretty much was botched the whole egghead operation.
Yeah.
Emu just shows up and is like, bang.
Yeah, he's like, you failed me.
Yeah, sucks his soul out.
And then he just dies immediately.
Yeah.
Bones.
Crazy.
I'll be honest. Most time, Oda doesn't kill off people. I don't think that person's coming back.
Yeah.
I still think Big Bomb's coming back. But let me tell you, that
gosh.
one, no shot. He's done. But that shows you. I feel like if you're a Gorse, you're intertwined.
tied.
So you can't. To beat them, you have to beat Emu. So if they turn on Emu, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because they're already tied to Emu. Emu's just like,
I like that idea.
You turn on me.
It's just like Voldemort.
Yeah.
Emu can't die unless all his other souls are taken out.
Yeah.
I like that theory.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
Which just adds to how it cannot just be Shanks and Luffy. It's got to be more.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
the revolutionaries have to come into play.
Sabo, imagine.
I mean, what is-
Sabo, Luffy, and
Red-haired
Shanks.
pirates?
Imagine that. Wow.
Dude, and think about it, because the Cross Guild, we don't know where
And
they
Dragon, of
stand.
course.
But I think the Cross Guild,
They'll probably come into play. Bodhi will probably take the claim.
because it's got to be
No,
pirates
I
against.
think
Yeah.
Cross Guild's going to get bigger and bigger. You're going to have Gecko Moria. You're going to have all these old
I like
villains.
Gecko Moria, baby.
I
You're
like
going to have
that.
all these
Thriller
old
bark. I
villains
like
that
that.
will come
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Get on
And
the good
will
side.
side with Luffy because they understand there's a power greater than what they can imagine.
And then
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm
That's
in
my
on that.
theory.
But here's also one little thought. Last thought on this topic was like, so
Is this the first question, by the way?
well, we
It's good. It's all good.
Starting off big.
We mentioned that they would have to have what's at the One Piece to beat Emu. But
Yeah.
I think it is confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that we know who has the last poneglyph, road poneglyph.
Okay.
And that is owned by Mr. Monkey D. Dragon himself. So if he has the last poneglyph,
Where would he hide it though? Because his old base got taken out. Now he's at
who knows?
Wasn't it like Jesus Burgess that took out one of the bases?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he unintentionally highlighted the apples, of course. But but at the same time, it's like, so if that's the case, I mean, they would all intertwine to go to, like, they would have to meet up with Shanks and Luffy, and all of them would have to meet up, go to the One Piece, get the One Piece after probably beating Blackbeard. Maybe that's how it goes.
Or maybe the fight with Blackbeard happens at Laugh Tale to just stop him from getting the One Piece.
See, that's what I was thinking.
That could be.
What if they're all fighting for the One Piece, and then after they get the One Piece, Emu shows up with the 5 elders, and that's the moment where you have everybody teaming up. It's like, okay, Luffy was here. Luffy got the One Piece. He's the king. Now Luffy's like, all right, guys, I need y'all, and we need to take out this guy.
So
That's good.
Love
I like
That'd
that.
be really cool.
Yeah, and I think the One Piece. There's theories on the One Piece, and I know it's a deep dive.
The friends we made along the way.
I mean,
It's a mirror. You are the One Piece, baby. It's you. But I think the One Piece is going to be a way of leveling the playing field for like God Valley. I personally think it's going to be a way to bring things back to even. Like you got there. I don't think
Like
you're
Marines
gonna have,
won't just rule everything.
Yeah, it's going to be some type of mechanism because I think Oda did confirm it's something of substance, and I believe that something is going to be needed to where it's like, hey, we're here to fight Emu now.
Yeah.
Like we're ready. Let's get this.
We
got
got to work together. And also, Luffy has a whole army.
ancient weapon.
Luffy has a whole army behind him. You know?
What was it?
Luffy has a whole army behind him.
Bartolomeo,
After he gets the
baby.
One Piece, not only does he get Shanks' crew to work with him, he gets his whole army, and they pull up to Emu.
The new giant warriors, baby. I mean,
wow, yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. Well, I feel like this has been great. This is my
Starting
mind, my
great
mind's
start,
racing.
great start.
So
Hey, we already talked a little bit about Blackbeard and Zebek. How do you think Blackbeard inherited his will, Zebek's will?
Personally, I think he did. I mean, because we know, because he's got the same kind of ambitions as Zebek.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost the same exact thing. You know,
I mean, we don't know too much about Zebek.
that's true. We don't know too much, but I just feel like
Well, we do know you could kind of make.
We
that
do know
connection.
that the wills of certain people are inherited. And I think we got that confirmed with kind of like Whitebeard's speech at Marineford right before he kind of, his last big speech is like, you killed Roger, his will was inherited.
Yeah,
like people's wills, strong wills are inherited. And so I think Blackbeard did inherit Rock's will of wanting to dominate everything.
And Blackbeard's ship is called the Saber of Zebek. So that's kind of a nod to the Rock's pirates, and I think Blackbeard has that same ambition.
So he wants to be king of the world?
I think that's the thing about Blackbeard is he's not, he's kind of been on a weird playing scale from the get-go. You can tell he's not playing the same game as Luffy and Shanks are. They're like, they want to be the king of the pirates, but I think Blackbeard, he wants power. He wants chaos.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like Rocks, or I assume Rocks, we don't know a whole lot.
Yeah.
But Rocks, going at God Valley like that, it makes you believe
And
that
his crew, dude.
he wasn't worried about Laugh Tale. He wanted power.
Yeah, Big Mom, Whitebeard,
Kaido. Right?
Roger.
He wasn't on that
No,
crew. He
not
wasn't
on
on,
Rocks.
Roger had his own crew.
Yeah.
No, Roger was on there originally.
No, not on the Rocks Pirates.
I'm almost positive.
Are you saying that he left the Rocks Pirates?
Yeah, he did. Roger.
That could have happened
Pretty
when
sure
he was
Roger
younger,
was with them.
at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I didn't. If that happened, I forgot. Maybe.
Double check,
We'll
but
check that.
Well,
honestly-
we'll check our facts. But that could have happened. I mean, there's so much One Piece that there's many little things that I forget.
How could you possibly screw something up after 1,100 chapters and all these episodes and
I know I'm
25 years of
just
content?
put it up right there. Just let me know.
So,
Yeah.
But okay, well, but still, what an incredible crew. Now I will say, I don't know if Blackbeard's crew is as powerful as that. I mean,
Well-
you got a better version of Usopp on there, with the
He's got the guy from Impel Down. And he has the
sword
invisible fruit. He seemed pretty legit. I mean, he's kind of.
I mean, yeah.
And then he's got what's that lady that's on the crew? She
touched on Egghead. She touched that guy where she can impersonate, almost like Bon Clay does.
Exactly.
If she touched it with the left hand, she can turn into or mimic that character. I forgot her name.
I can't remember.
But that's a very, very, very. If you know how to use that, that'd be really problematic for anyone.
And let's not forget his fruits. I mean, the dude's got is it the dark fruit? The one, is that what it's called? The one.
I think that's what it's called.
And then he's got, of course, now he's got Whitebeards.
You think that's the fruit Rox had?
The dark fruit?
Imagine.
And do you think the will? No, scratch that. I just thought about to go.
We're going deep.
Well, the reason why
we'll buff out those scratches.
The reason why I was going to say is because what if the will was inherited through the fruit, but it can't be because Roger's will was inherited in a different way.
Yeah.
So because of that, because he didn't have any double fruits. Okay, so I scratch that.
Yeah,
I like it.
But anyways,
I like where your head's at.
but then quickly auto-corrected. Okay. So I personally think yes, but
yeah. Well, I brought up the lady on his crew, and I completely forgot. So I'm glad you saved me on that. I had nowhere to go on that.
Well, I mean, he does have a very powerful crew. I don't think it's as powerful as the original.
Now that we're breaking it down, I'm like, I guess Blackbeard just has such a element about him that I think he's got so much power. But I guess we still have he's still got a lot on.
He's very clever though. Unlike like Luffy, where he's just going crazy and losing his mind. He's strategically picking his moments very, very well. Versus just kind of
And one more thing on that reference for Zebek and Blackbeard is the island he was on, which is like I think it's full of lead, or it's like the one that's
right.
the pirate island. Zebek has a relation to that island. I can't remember exactly what, but I believe he was on that island too. In his stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's confirmed.
There's so much.
We're confirming it.
There's so much that I think there's
so much going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're all in agreement.
I've been on Google reading stuff, dude. I don't know. I've just been. I'm lost.
He's been
in
all
this.
over the internet.
I'm lost in this.
I love it. It's so fun. It's fun. It's
It
fun to
is.
speculate.
One Piece is such a massive world. Like, man, so many
crazy.
Easter eggs. It's crazy.
Well, what's up with the massive straw hat in Emu's vault? And who do you think wore it?
That's a big head. That's a big head. I just say that's a big head. I actually have a theory.
Okay.
So we learned something in Egghead, and I just like this idea. So we have this massive robot, and he is pretty much tied with Joy Boy.
Yeah.
At this point. And so I feel like maybe he just loved Joy Boy so much that he had his own straw hat because he kind of worked in tandem with Joy Boy. So my theory is that hat didn't belong to Joy Boy because he'd have to be a giant, which is, I don't know if he's a giant or not. I don't know. But I think that hat belonged to the giant. And he wore it. And
what if Joy Boy had pirates where they all wore straw hats? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Like Joy Boy could have been the leader of his own crew, and they could have wore straw hats. That could have been their symbol.
So I don't know.
That's so interesting. It goes back in history. Also, the fact that it's a different straw hat leaves me with so many questions. Yeah. You know, like, is it just something that keeps repeating itself until finally the world only has what the pirates want? Like, there's no more Marines. You know,
why is that one in the vault? Why is
it frozen?
Why is that one? Yeah, why is it frozen? And I personally like to believe that the original Joy Boy was a giant. I think there's going to be reference now that we're in Elbaf. I think we're going to start to learn more about the history of Joy Boy.
Yeah.
I think there's a connection there to Elbaf. I think Joy Boy was a giant, and
that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I read where potentially, again, I read, so I don't know.
You
but I just
know,
love reading.
I love reading
Wikipedia.
Potential, a guy had a theory that he could be related to. The guy said that he believes Joy Boy's first name was Jaguar D something, as if he was related to Jaguar D Saul.
Okay, imagine. Wow.
Who, you called it on the last pod.
Oh, yeah.
You predicted what was happening.
That's it.
So, what if? What if there's a relation?
Hey, maybe
Joy
you
Boy?
just predicted that.
I mean,
hey, I actually read it, so I'm not the originator, but I'll take it.
Own it.
All me, baby.
Yeah, just cite where you got it,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely fun. Rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
I know. I like the idea of the robot. I think that'd be just fun.
Hey, that robot, the Iron Giant, man.
I mean,
that dude was
and
awesome.
Iron Giant.
And I will say, it's kind of like you're trying to thinking. I was like, Emu said, he pretty much told Saturn to get rid of it. He didn't get rid of it. Try to, replicate it or try to figure out some of the ancient tech through it. But
Man, Saturn really Emu. He's been a thorn in Emu's
Saturn
side.
messed up.
yeah, but is that like an observation hockey issue with Emu? Like, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like he had no clue that robot was still there. It's like,
True.
Yeah.
so it makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
he told him to get rid of it. He didn't get rid of it. He tried to use it, and that's come back to bite him in the rear end. Who knows?
See, I wonder if Zebek is still alive. Because we don't know what happened to him. They say he died.
That just ruined
But-
our Zebek's.
No,
was
they
inhabited by
say
black
he
people.
died. They say he died, but Roger was executed. Zebek, nobody knows. Zebek could still be alive. Because it wasn't that long ago to where, he's just dead from being of old age.
The incident on God Valley. I mean, yeah, he could still be alive. I mean, you got Rayleigh, who's
What
still
if
alive.
he's with Emu or something? Like he's up there with Emu. Like in the ranks.
I mean, this is a good theory. I don't know. I personally, I like to believe he's dead.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
because I mean, you got Garp and Roger coming at him. I don't know if they would have left that stone unturned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would have been a pretty big mess up.
You're right.
But it's interesting.
it's a
though. I mean,
theory.
Yeah.
in One Piece, we've seen a lot of people come back. So it's like,
Too many.
yeah, who's dead? We don't know. I mean, I saw
Doflamingo just, cuts Gecko Moria's throat, and then next thing we know, he's back on. Like,
he's on full of lead, baby.
That's right, baby.
But then you also got, I mean, they showed, who's the name of the guy who led at Innie's lobby, who was over the CP9?
Oh, Spandam.
Spandam. I mean,
Oh,
you
gosh.
literally see his spine get snapped by Robin. And then he just shows up in the manga at some point.
yeah,
And I'm like,
That's so
Oh.
crazy.
but
Possibly worst villain.
Yeah.
He's up there on my worst villain list.
I mean, he'll make you mad, which makes him a good guy.
That's true, but it's more. Oh, he's so bunned. He's worthless.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's just pure evil, and I think it works.
Yeah,
I don't even give
he's
him that
there.
credit.
He's there to make you
I
mad.
think he's just stupid.
Just dumb. What about that elephant sword? You know what I mean? Let's go.
What a waste.
Does nothing. Were the ancient weapons always there, or were they created to counter each other?
I mean, I know for my personal thought process, I like to think that the ancient, because we don't really know, but the ancient civilization had I think the mother flame and the power source that allows for that ancient weapon to be used. I think that was always used by the ancient, like they had a purpose for it. I don't know. I just feel like that whole thing.
The Mother Flame was created by Vegapunk, right?
But it was a replication of the old technology from the ancient kingdom.
Okay, yeah.
So
In the Void Century.
in the Void Century. So I feel like that may have somehow the ancient civilization may have already used that one.
Okay.
But my theory is, or my thought process is, the other two were made in counter of that weapon.
Yeah.
Of Uranus or Uranus, whatever you want to call it. And the reason why is because every time it's used, water levels go up.
Uh-huh.
What are the other two weapons? Pluton's a ship. Floats on water, right? It could
Yeah.
save other. It could save other.
Does the Iron
islands.
Giant control the weapons, you think?
I don't think. Maybe I think the same power source. Maybe
Okay.
I'm curious about that one. The same power
The
source
One Piece
could be.
unlocks the power source, which sends out the weapons, maybe?
Because okay, the Iron Giant's power source was a rope being undone, correct? Kind of like
Yeah.
in Weatheria, Nami, that
Yeah.
rope. Oh, man, that's just interesting.
Pretty
Yeah.
fascinating.
But so that's so they had. I love it. I can't wait to hear what's going on with the ancient civilization and how technologically
Yeah.
advanced they were. But I think the other two were constructed or developed, or like Poseidon was like won over by Joy Boy and his charisma and stuff. Say, hey, we need your help, and they've kind of just labeled it as an ancient weapon, and it's
Okay.
always used to combat this one when it's being used.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
my,
interesting.
That's my
Yeah.
thought process.
Yeah.
And I still like kind of like what we said earlier.
Well,
Is there a
yeah.
fourth ancient weapon on
Well,
Laugh Tale?
so the ancient weapons, we know Poseidon is Weepy Hoshi.
Weepy Hoshi. I don't even know her actual name. I just call her Weepy Hoshi.
Weepy Hoshi.
Sheer Hoshi.
Hey, by the way, just to plug back to what I was saying about the giants and Joy Boy possibly being a giant, I think the ship that was on Fishman Island, the Noah, I think that was the ship that
The original
the original
Joy
Joy
Boy.
Boy,
Wow.
that was his ship.
Imagine.
That's,
I'm in on that.
That's my prediction.
I'm in
But
on
because it was a huge ship, man. I mean, it was Noah's Ark reference, massive
Okay,
ship.
yeah.
And think about what that Noah's Ark was to do. If the world flooded,
you could essentially
they respawn the Earth. So
yeah.
I feel like it's always
Wow.
it's
That's
always
crazy.
Yeah.
Bible here in one piece.
Hey,
Let's go.
Hey,
forget all the half nude girls. This is a Bible story.
Yeah,
Kuma's here to represent,
Hey, that's right.
That's
The ancient weapons you got Poseidon, Pluton, which you said was a ship. Or
Yes, it's a ship.
Okay,
It's like a
and that
battleship.
Pluton
Is that
is
confirmed?
in Wano,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
That's what Frankie had the plans. That's what all Water 7
Okay.
was. The
Water
plans.
7, yeah.
Yeah. And he memorized the plans. I'm telling you.
But Pluton,
I believe it.
Come on,
Frankie's
Frankie,
gonna
baby. Come on, make
he's
just a
gonna
whole
build
armada.
a weapon.
So he's going to give the armada to Luffy's fleet.
and Pluton is
That's insane.
is in Wano, right?
Yes, that is confirmed,
Okay.
yes.
And then Uranus. So you got Poseidon is pretty much, the god of the sea. If we're going like Greek mythology, god of the sea.
Yep.
And then you got Weepy Hoshi who can speak to the fish and stuff, right?
The ancient creatures, what were they called? They were called something like that.
Sea Kings.
Sea Kings. Yeah. And then you got, I read a theory. Of course. Here we go.
Okay.
Uranus is Momonosuke because it would be the god of the sky. And he could speak to Zunisha, who was, an ancient creature. But
So-
Zunisha understood Momonosuke.
So Luffy's gonna need the powers of the ancients, like the ancient weapons and abilities, to all come together with him.
Yeah.
In the
So
end.
it's like you got these new rebirths of these. So I think they've always been in a type of way. But
Yeah.
these are the variation of them right now. You got Weepy Hoshi, and I think Momonosuke is Uranus.
So you think, okay, so you think that...
Dude, the
So
final battle's
the,
gonna be like
the Mother
Endgame.
Flame...
It's gonna be like Endgame.
What was it when they took out Laria?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that island was, and we saw this beam of...
Death started, man.
Oh yeah.
And, he's gone.
Leoria? Yeah,
Oh,
something
what's
like
the name? But, it just comes down, destroys it.
Gloria, right?
And water levels increased.
Yeah.
Okay, water levels
Because of
increased
across the world.
and the hole that left it, was similar to the one in Indy's lobby. So we know that whatever this weapon was,
In his lobby, yeah.
has been used before.
Yeah.
I think that's not.
Emu directed it, right? He directed.
He
the
directed
attack.
that one, but he remember.
Or she.
But then
Yeah.
after the fall of the ancient civilization, all the technology was lost,
Yeah.
and so now there's been nothing to power this weapon again. So that's why I think that's the ancient one. I do like the idea of Momo being it, but man, you want to talk about ancient weapons in the hand being like
Being a
respawned
little
by
buns.
Momo and Poseidon. Come
I'm not
on.
saying I love it. I'm just saying it's
No,
an interesting theory.
Momonosuke is gonna grow. He's gonna come back stronger than
He's
you think.
kind of jacked now. Now that he's a little bit older. He's
Is
a
that,
little bit cooler
was
looking.
Was that Bonnie who made him older?
He's gonna come back
How did he
awesome.
get old? He aged older than one. My memories.
Was it Bonnie?
No, it wasn't Bonnie and Wano.
How did he age? Because he went from like a little boy to like
Yeah.
a young man. Like what was it? Man, it's been a year and a
I'm
half, 2 years
blanking,
since
I'm
I've
blanking.
read
I'm
that.
blanking too. I remember the scene.
Was it
Like, what
the
costume?
ninja that she can?
the pink ninja?
Yeah.
Pink ninja.
She-
Yeah, I think she did do something.
Did she have something to do with it? Because she can change pretty much appearance and stuff.
Maybe that's what it was. I just can't remember.
I
But
I
he
think
grew
she
up.
might have used some type of power on
He
him.
grew up somehow.
Yeah,
Hey,
something.
Hey, the man got bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
he's strong.
Uranus. I mean, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's
But-
That's an interesting question with the ancient weapons and how they're developed. I do think it seems that the way they're at 2 counter the 1. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be a 4th one. I do like the idea of a 4th one.
That would be
On
interesting.
One Piece,
yeah.
and that's the One Piece itself on top of all the treasures and knowledge of everything.
yeah.
But that would be really cool, and that's. But then if that's the case, and that means Emu doesn't know where it is, right?
Or Emo's waiting for Joy Boy to unlock the weapon so that Emu can take control of the weapons.
I don't think Emu wants it. I think whatever the
Really?
One Piece is, Emu does not want.
I
them to
think
get it.
Emu needs the weapons. I think Emu's gonna use the weapons and is waiting for Joy Boy.
But so you're pretty much saying that you do believe that the One Piece is the unlocking of the weapons.
Part of it. I
Yeah.
mean, I think there's gonna be treasure there.
What if
Yeah,
there's
but-
like once they unlock it, it's like we
And the unlocking of the weapon
like,
creates freedom throughout the world. And Emu is waiting for that so that Emu can just take over completely.
See, I think Emu doesn't want it. I think Emu wants to stop it, but she doesn't know how now.
Okay.
So I think that's because I don't know, just her waiting or him waiting.
Yeah.
or
Either
him,
one.
whatever.
Yeah, but I think he wants to stop it, but he doesn't know how right now. That's my guess.
Okay. I like
I just don't like the idea.
So
of
I
waiting.
like the idea.
But if that would be pretty crazy because it'd be a quick, complete twist. If they get to Laugh-Tale and you're feeling all good, they get the One Piece, and then Emu
all of a
just
sudden
shows up.
Emu shows up, takes the weapons, and now everybody has to work together. I don't know.
Dang.
I like the idea of Emu wanting those.
Yeah,
It
it'd
is
be interesting.
It is interesting that you've been around for 800 years and you haven't found Laugh-Tale.
That is true. Yeah, it's a long time
And
just
clearly
to...
she does not know. He or she
mean,
doesn't know where
I don't
it's
know.
at.
It could go either way. I think we should move on to the next question.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
Is Elbaf the final island? I personally don't think so. I think we have a couple more to go.
Outside of Laugh-Tale.
It'd be awesome if there was like an Atlantis or something in the sea that we had to go to.
Fishman Island 2.0.
Yeah,
better.
we talked about Poseidon, we talked about the sea god. It'd be cool if they had an Atlantis that they had to go to.
What if they did a return to Fishman Island? Kind of like Return to Sabaody?
Yes.
You know, they get the Noah ship?
Yeah.
I mean...
I think we had some people in this group that might hate that.
Horty Jones come back?
I don't know. I feel like Elbaf is the last official island outside of Laugh-Tale. I think that's it because but there's still enough story for 2 years of content, easy.
With
3
Elbaf.
years with just trying
who
to
the heck is Loki?
Just
You know what I
wrapping,
mean?
wrapping it up, and exactly. Who's Loki?
Yeah.
But once you finish that, I think we finally know every island in that aspect that is pertinent to getting to the One Piece.
Yeah, it could go either way.
I agree. I think Elbaf is the last island.
There
might be a little bit of
Wash will
stuff,
be a little
but this is the
randomized.
last
No,
major
I
arc,
do think there
think.
will major arc. Actually, I do agree with that. I think
Yeah.
there will be another island in between.
Okay.
Personally, but
Yeah,
I mean, it could
kind
go
of
either
like
way.
a Whiskey Peak type thing, like quicker islands.
Love
the
Whiskey
booger guy.
Pete. That's it.
So, what do you think is the origin of devil fruits, and where did they come from? Have they always just been there?
No, I was thinking like, okay, so think about this for just a second. So we know that Nika and Joy Boy is the sun god, right? And then
Yep.
you have, Emu. I think she embodies some sort of lowercase g god.
Well, you know, it was revealed her last name,
The moon
Emu
god. The moon
Nerona.
goddess. The moon goddess. Imagine.
The moon god. Hey, I think because Emu. Okay, another YouTube video here I watched.
Oh.
Emu. This is Chopper's.
Cite your sources.
Listen, guys, it's pretty much facts at this point.
At
Okay?
this
I
point.
spit facts.
I believe it.
But Emu, turn around backwards, Umi, means god of the sea.
Yeah.
And what can you not do if you eat a devil fruit? You can't go in the sea. Why did the
Yeah.
red-haired pirates not eat the devil fruits? Do they know something
So
about...
you talked about last
I
podcast.
talked about that last
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly.
And I really do believe
That's
that.
intriguing.
I really do believe that you need almost
Yeah.
a non-devil fruit user to be able to do something with the weapons or something like that in the future.
Yeah.
Like,
And so I think Emu is the creator of the devil fruits. And I think there's
Wow.
a reason why. That's my guess.
think
And I think it has some... She
they'll
has
be-
something to do with the sea. I'm not... Could be lowercase god, god of the sea, essentially. And what is her connection to Nefertari Lily? Like, what did she have a
wow.
part to play in...
So she used
the
the
devil
devil
fruits?
fruits to be able to give pirates a weakness. So
Could
that,
be. That she could have a
So she
Yeah.
could have a
triumph
advantage.
over them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what she doesn't know is Luffy, the sun god, isn't worried about that because he's already a god, right? There's God versus God, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, and then I think there's a third.
That's the reason he's such a threat to her.
Yeah.
Or him. I don't know why I think it's a girl.
It
Yeah, whatever it is.
it's evil.
It's 2020. It's 2024, baby.
It almost makes me.
It could go either way.
It makes me, but also makes me feel like I feel like Emu has a devil fruit. I think she has one. So why
Yeah.
would you eat it yourself?
Does she though?
I mean, I don't know if that's confirmed or anything, but I just feel like she does the way that, cause,
Well, the way she threw around darkness.
the way her like construction is it feels like that she was one of the kings of all the kingdoms.
Well,
and,
she
and then
was, but,
she created this power struggle and this big battle and war.
Yeah.
And then when that, or he or she, whatever it is, I wish I knew.
Let's just say
We're
it.
so thrown off right now.
sorry.
I mean, have you seen it? I mean, what is it? But
silhouettes. But
you know-
my point is because of that, like I feel like that she was a human at one point.
Yeah.
Then she ate this, just like Luffy ate the Nika fruit, and then when he awakened it now, or Gum Gum fruit, then awakened it now, it's the Nika, the sun god. Same thing with her, or him,
It.
they ate this fruit, awakened it, and now, so I feel like almost it's like these fruits were always there.
I
or somehow.
I think My theory, and I like that theory though. That's interesting. And I do know that the Nerona family, which is it's Emu Nerona, they were the ones who I want to say created the celestial dragon, like and all that, the God Valley, the elders. I want to say they were behind the creation of all that. That class at least. So there's definitely her bloodline runs in that side where they're big in the history.
Are we gonna have to go to space? Because
yes.
Inaru met
people on the moon.
Well, no, Inaru met people on space.
Yeah.
And why are the celestial dragons wearing spacesuits? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty much.
What if her original kingdom was on the moon?
Yeah.
But it's confirmed that Inaru's at space, and in the chapters, he met people on the moon.
And you got all these, they're named after, all the different Gorosei are named after.
The One Piece's last weapon is a spaceship up to the moon.
Dude, what? Wow. Yeah, the One Piece is a spaceship.
Cool. Well, that'd be amazing.
Dude, it's what is the Elon Musk spaceship?
Laughed. He's like, this is ridiculous.
The One Piece, you just find Elon Musk, and he's like, I got this new spaceship.
Tesla X.
You're going to the moon.
Oh,
But Emu, I think the reason, I don't think she ate a devil fruit. I think Trafalgar Law's devil fruit, the one that can grant eternal youth, I think she was connected to somebody who had that devil fruit. And she, I don't know if she made them or whatever, but they used that fruit on her. That's why she, or him, has eternal youth. And
well, you know how scary that is? For how long she's been around? It could have gotten a hold of Wano, crap, what's his name? What's the...
Odin?
Odin's wife, who could go back in time. Ooh. If somehow it got a hold of that, that would have been dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. Of course, now that devil fruit's gone, where is it? What if it got a hold of that?
Pretty much like Kang the Conqueror, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just going back in time and changing everything.
Dude, if Emu got a hold of that power, I mean, go back in time, bring back whoever you want to fight alongside you.
That's probably why she hadn't done it. Or he.
That's
whatever.
Yeah.
It's because.
Can we stop talking about Emu? Just I can't figure out what it is.
Well, Emu, what I'm just saying is that's probably because Emu already has it and she can't possess.
The eternal youth. Oh, so
that would multiple.
That would confirm your theory on devil fruit because you.
I think that, but then you got I think you have Rocks, Nika, and Emu. And those are the three lowercase G's. You know, and I feel like they have like these weird inherited wills, and they're like lowercase G gods. And they're the three. Think about the three. One wants to dominate the world. One wants and just pure evil and power, and have just like a crazy pirate world. Yeah. The other one does want certain order, like Emu, but wants to have a hierarchy. While Joy Boy just wants to have fun.
I think Joy Boy wants to bring it all up.
Peace.
He wants to have everybody. His whole thing is freedom for everybody. Everybody is equal, you know, because that's the big thing with the Celestial Dragons and the Gorosei is they're the overseeing of all people.
And the last thought I had was we know that a devil fruit's creation is it spawns for I feel like this is confirmed. You have to fact check me on this. Okay, but. It's spawned off of...
Don't fact check any of this, please.
But what I'm just saying is it spawned based off of someone's dream or desire to do something. So, like, if you wanted to be a stretchy guy, that's how the devil fruit spawns. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so if you want to, have darkness, that's how it spawned. I feel like the devil is based off of someone's will.
It's almost... Oh, man, I'm getting this... My head's spinning. But it's almost like, going back to the Bible here, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Okay. It's like, oh, you can want this, you can have this. It's almost like if you look at Emu like a lowercase g god, or like the devil, essentially, she could, or he, gosh, man. But it could pretty much say, hey, you can have this, but, not even saying maybe that you won't be able to swim if you think that it's the god of the sea. And like that way, it always has a power over you.
I might post a video of our theories put together and just a graphic of showing what we believe.
Yeah.
Just to be able to show you guys this in like one video format, just of our theory connected together.
Yeah.
Like if I connected all of our theories.
But if the devil fruits are like the fruits from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it's like what you want and what you think is good for you, but essentially.
And think about how Elbath, we have this massive tree. What if that was like...
Ooh, where the devil fruits were spawned.
What if that's where it originated? Because...
Wow.
I'm just. We're so close to getting all this answer. That's why we had to have a pod like this. Because we got to get these all out on the table.
How did they find out so fast where Ace's fruit was? Right? They got it very quickly. And they got it to Doflamingo very quickly.
Doflamingo knows.
Do you think
he knows a lot?
I mean, they got it. He got it from the Marines, right? So Emu clearly might have something involved with the devil fruits. And if you look at it that way, Emu might know where they spawn, and Emu might be able to get them in time to be able to use them for her advantage.
There's something with, because Doflamingo's family is celestial dragons. So there's something with him because there was a spot in a chapter not too long ago where he essentially was laughing and saying they have to kill me because I know the secrets of the world essentially in God Valley and all that. So it makes me wonder, like you said, he got it so fast.
Yeah.
I wonder what he knows about devil fruits. I feel like the celestial dragons know a lot about.
Yeah, I think Shanks also partly knows something that we don't.
Well, Shanks
he definitely knows something.
There's a theory.
I think he knows something.
There's a theory that St. Fingerling Garland or Garland
is his father.
Yeah.
Is his father.
I think it's more than a theory though. Has
it been confirmed?
It's not confirmed,
but it's been
almost confirmed. Like it's understood almost.
And he was found in a chest on God Valley. That's how Goldie Roger discovered Shanks was in a chest on God Valley. So it just makes you wonder, like, how much he knows a lot. He knows a lot.
Oh yeah. Also, I mean, Shanks was like, "Don't tell me what it is," but he did talk with Roger about the experience of being there. So Roger tell him something about that. Quick break.
We're trying to talk.
Yeah. Good.
What do you think Loki's role will be in Elbath?
Dude, I like Loki.
I mean, is he just a villain to beat?
Well, that was so cool because you hear him and that's the mischief god. So there's another lowercase g god. Like it just makes you wonder. Like I don't know, but he's such a random character. I don't know. Now we did know coming into this that there was some sort of secret of Elbath. We knew that, and so I think Loki is that secret of Elbath. Like there's this random.
What if Loki's one of the kings of past? Like one of the kings that Emu took out, or I believe Emu took out the kings. That's a theory.
Yeah.
But
I'm with that.
Yeah, what if he is one of those kings?
That's interesting. I mean, I do feel like he is going to be. Like I said, Elbath is so important to the story. I think there's a reason that we've had to wait so long for it, and that it's coming in now, close to the end. I think Loki knew of Joy Boy or knew Joy Boy, and there's going to be a lot of story between Loki and that. Yeah. And like Emu, I mean, how long has Loki been around? There? I mean, if he's a lowercase g god, he's been around for
a long time.
Yeah.
But Loki, the character, steals the fruit from his father.
Yeah.
So he didn't have this fruit. It wasn't until you ate the fruit that this kind of started happening. Yeah. And he was so powerful that before he fully understood, maybe this is me just speculating here, but how he fully understood how to use the fruit and all that good stuff, all the giant people banded together to be able to at least time down before he got too powerful. Okay. But I think the fruit itself was the secret of Elbath. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But because of that, it was so important. I think it's because it has maybe ancient civilization, where that void century like connections like this. This is important. Whatever this is extremely important. It's going to cause problems if it's eaten and used. Yeah. So
that's good.
And
that's
so
deep.
I mean, did Loki help fight alongside? You could say that Loki helped fight alongside in the Void Century of the evil powers.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why he's tied up.
Like you said, lowercase g, so we don't know how long.
Because in the Avengers, that Loki, he fought with for Thanos, which he kind of flipped sides. Yeah. But originally he fought for Thanos, so it makes you wonder if Loki fought for Emu or fought it. Okay. Yeah, and that's why he's tied up. Is because this guy's just a danger to society, and you don't know what you can expect from him. Yeah, he definitely has some big ties, though.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I want to say that the guy that's Loki, that he's chained up right now in Sea Prism Stone chains, and he's just kind of stuck. That happened in the missing 100 years of Grogi and Bragi and Little Garden. Yeah. So when they left, all that stuff took place of him taking the fruit. Okay. So. I don't know.
Okay, so that kind of debunks that.
I think that was. I feel like that's correct in my mind, but at the same time, it's very interesting. And I have no idea, but and also like I love the way he like tempted Luffy because he's like, if you unchain me, then I'll defeat anyone you want. Pick one person, I'll defeat him.
Yeah.
Was it a lie? Or was it real? And I like
mischief, man.
I tell you, and it's like immediately I want to just say, oh man, he's that powerful. But at the same time, like, well, maybe it's just like...
Is he just full of it?
That
could be the thing, is because like now we're in a story where we think everything is connected. Everything is like, big picture stuff. But what if he's just an Elbaf villain? Just kind of like this old Buns mischief lion.
And that's how it used to be. You'd have a guy, it's just like, he's kind of normal. He's not going to be much. Turns out to be the main villain of the whole island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's kind of like Blackbeard. He just meet him up on Jaya. Next thing you know.
Yeah, you just roll up and there's Loki.
And he's very, very rewarding. But I will say, I think... The secret of Elbaf, I think that's that devil fruit that he possesses. I think that is it. I just don't know fully the capabilities of that and what ramifications that will happen because of that. Yeah. But I feel like there's just something to do with these 4 main god fruits, for lack of better words, lowercase g, of course. But there's something to do with those 4, and maybe they were like the 4 like. I don't know.
So you're saying Emu's devil fruit, if Emu is a devil fruit user, is essentially connected to the fruit that Loki got, or like on the same scale almost.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think Luffy's on the same scale as that.
I think there's these
because they're lowercase g gods.
Lowercase g god stuff.
It's mythical devil fruits.
Yeah, that's what I think. And there's this play on lore that Oda's doing. That's beautiful. This is the Norse one, obviously.
With that idea, there's 3 of them, and I would think there'd be 4. I would assume there'd be 4 lowercase g gods across the One Piece world. So,
I think the 4th one is Blackbeard's.
Okay,
that's what I think.
Really?
But I'm just trying to figure out what. I don't know enough about
his fruit.
I think his fruit was the inherited will of Zebek. I think that was a lowercase one. So you're saying
Zebek? Okay.
And then you have Emu. Then you have.
Or Zebek still alive?
Or he's still alive. You don't know.
He's tied up on Elbaf. I heard.
And then you have there you go, Nika, and then you have Loki. So mischief, joy, darkness. But what would Emu's be? Like, what's his?
I don't know if he even has one.
So I'm very interested. Like, I'm trying to like rationalize
like Emu created.
But this is none of this is actual.
If he did,
I think so. I'm
very excited.
I think the fruits is an Emu thing. I don't think Emu is a devil fruit user.
So
we'll see.
We'll
see. That's my guess. Soon. I'm very interested. I'm not.
In the next 2 years, we'll find out.
That's right. And so this is exactly why, for anyone that's thinking like, oh, this is too long, it's worth it because you could be right here just thinking of the amazing things that you could be thinking about and just enjoying this process. Because once you know it, it's not as cool. Yeah. But when you get to be in this moment where you kind of theorize and it's like what's going to happen, it's so much fun. But when you know it, it's like, okay, it's still, you appreciate the connections, but man.
It all started with Luffy fighting against Alvida. Just think about how far we've come.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You got a little guy stuck in a barrel.
That's it, eating apples.
And now look at us, we're talking. I mean, I could go on for hours. Right. Just like.
I mean, they say this is a pirate show. It's more than that
so much more. Yeah. So the question of who created the devil fruits, I think it's these 4 little G's.
Okay.
And they all created these, but I feel like they spawn off of people's dreams.
Or if Elbaf had the fruits and they spawn on a tree in Elbaf, which is a crazy theory, then what if Emu ended up taking the fruits and spreading them apart? Like, what part does Emu play, or how does that work?
I don't know.
You don't know. I mean, fruits grow on trees, so it could be a tree.
Hey, speaking of fruits, what's the best devil fruit without Haki or Awakening?
Okay. Good. Normal question. I like it. Sorry. Okay. Reverse my mind here.
Because I have one that I think would be great.
Okay. Go for it. Get us going here.
I think Enru's Lightning would be awesome. Not only do I think you could counteract with not Haki, if like just face on. I think you're fast enough, and I think Lightning's just the fastest thing there is in the world. Yeah. So I think you could get away pretty quickly.
I love it.
From situations with Haki.
Yeah. I like Kuma. Pawpaw fruit.
Yeah, that's good too.
I think the pawpaw fruit, I mean, just the power behind that without it being awakening. You know, like when he puts all that power on Zoro, and also the ability just to toss, souls wherever you want them to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
you can toss them into lava.
Also taking the pain away from people and give it to other people. I don't know. That's just so cool.
Yeah, that's a crazy power.
I think not just random comment here. Non-Straw Hat character, favorite character. I'm going to say Kuma. He's my favorite.
Kuma is
non-Straw Hat. Wow. Like my favorite is 1000.
I have to go Sabo.
I respect it,
Non-straw
but
hat.
mine is Kuma. He is just
Or
awesome.
Shanks.
He's amazing.
Shanks or Sabo.
Oh, this guy.
I'm sorry. Shanks is
You had
awesome.
to.
You saw his real heart right there.
Shanks
He's
is awesome.
He's a Sabo fanboy. That's it.
I love Sabo.
Hey, my favorite non-straw hat character has got to be Dr. Correja. I mean, Chopper,
hey,
man.
I like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I love it.
Or what was the lady who was the mermaid in Water 7? The mermaid who was
the old
with
Granny,
Puffing Tom.
Granny Kokoro.
Kokoro, Granny Kokoro.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I'm
the
out.
best.
I'm out.
It's an interesting take.
For me,
Hot take.
So Kuma definitely my favorite. We got other comments. I think my favorite non-awakened.
My favorite for real though is Law. Trafalgar Law is my favorite.
That's a great one.
He's my favorite non-straw hat.
Okay.
I love Law. I think.
And his devil fruit.
I think that's my answer to that question. It's got to be like his non-awakened. You get room. You can move things. You can provide eternal life. Teleport.
Save people. Heal people.
That is such a cool and very.
Take somebody's heart out. I mean,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Swaps bodies. Like remember you saw it literally swapped.
Sanji liked it.
Like, but like it's such a cool and useful fruit. But you could tell like there is.
Wasn't Tashigi a smoker? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
but then
That's crazy.
It is interesting to see the flip of like you could see that there is like levels of exhaustion on that fruit. Like so he's got to be able to use it, and so maybe like I'm trying to say if it was awakened, what would it look like? That'd be kind of cool if it was.
Honorable mention's got to be Big Mom's fruit though. Her fruit is pretty crazy.
And I feel like Oda could have used it better. I mean, I know last podcast I talked about overrated characters, and I had Big Mom as mine.
I don't think. I mean, I just
think-
feel like
we didn't see it enough.
I feel like if Big Mom at the time, maybe because we didn't have Joy Boy at the time, and the awakening of Luffy's fruit, there's no way they would have. Especially Luffy, pretty much being ISO. He had Brooke.
Yeah.
He had Brooke Sanji,
man.
which
Although,
was kind of like in between
We did
at the
see
time.
Big Mom when she fought Law. We did see how she got the huge shadow of herself to fight with her, right?
But but also like I said, we still weren't able to see Big Mom in her full power because of her family wasn't there. Imagine you're on like there's no way they would have won if there wasn't a weakness for her.
Yeah.
So that's
Whole Cake. I mean,
for
she's
story
almost
wise, you got to give.
I agree. I just don't think Oda used her well enough.
There's no way they had to come up with an excuse for why they could beat her or get away from her, and you had to use something. So I think it's story wise that you had to have something. But overall,
also the value of her devil fruit.
That social fruit,
the
controlling them what they want to do. I mean,
and that fruit
That's insane.
was the prize in God Valley. Whenever they had a hunt, which they had the hunt, which
was that confirmed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the fruit.
Saint Figurlin Garling was in that as well. Speaking of him,
Okay, so that was the fruit they wanted. They were fighting over.
yeah,
it.
and Ivankov took it.
Okay.
And that's how Big Mom got it.
Yeah.
So
Don't know how I missed that, but I did.
yeah, pretty crazy.
But it's. I mean, I do not think Big Mom's underrated. I think it was just a ploy.
She ran a course well. I think Whole Cake.
Yeah.
I think she's. I can see what you're saying.
As
I'm not saying she's
as
great.
a villain, she's overrated.
If you
in my
want
opinion.
She's no Doflamingo. Let's not
heck
get
no.
anything
Yeah.
crossed here. But she's okay.
If you want a new alarm for the morning, just download
don't.
that cake.
No.
Just do that. I'm telling you, you will wake up every morning.
I'll wake up angry. I'll wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
It'll wake you up. Let me tell you right now. It will wake you up. Nightmares.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So
Also, Sanji could have killed her.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd have been the
Which
end
I
of
think
Big
you
Mom.
talked
yeah, I
about
said
that
like
last
you literally
podcast.
don't feed her that cake. It had to have been that cake.
Yeah.
That was.
What a gentleman!
terrible-
What a gentleman Sanji is, though.
I
He's
know, what
like,
a
you know
great
what?
guy.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
You know what? You're trying to kill me, but I'm still gonna save you.
Yeah.
I wish
It's
I
like
had.
Jesus. Okay, maybe not that level.
Hey, Sanji. You know?
No.
We've talked about references
No.
here.
Sanji's got a little bit too much lust for that.
Yeah, I
department.
concur.
Yeah, he falls into that quite a bit.
Very quickly.
All right, last question of the day before some fun questions that Chopper's going to bring to us. What is Luffy's dream?
Ooh, I mean that was such an enjoyable, just little excerpt of you could see he's got a dream, and then you get to see the Straw Hats' reactions to that.
Yeah.
And they just all just like crying.
Yeah.
And that's just
It's so admirable.
It's
It's what they acted like.
And so I think it really is. I don't think it's just a big party. I think that's an element to it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's just
Bringing the world together.
Yeah, bringing the world together. It's like imagine like almost like a utopia. I think that's what it is. It's just, it feels like a big party, but it's like no one judges anyone. It's just
equal.
Everyone's equal. Everyone's
no Marines.
Yeah,
that's just what I think.
That's kind of me too. Is like it's leveling the playing field. Like there's no classes. You know, because right now you get the Celestial Dragons. Who, I mean, Luffy obviously showed his hate for that in Sabaody with the punch. I mean, it shows how much he can't stand when people think they're above anybody else. So it's leveling everything and freedom for all, equal rights, essentially. Like, he's a deep character. To not be a deep character, he's such a deep character. You know, like, he's so simple, but there's such a heart behind it.
I mean, I don't know if it's possible to actually make it to where everyone is that, but I think it gives the equal opportunity. There's no oppression. Yeah. There's no like the reason why you can't do this is because of X, Y, and Z, or the way the world works at this time. It's a level. You still have to make the proper decisions, but
when they complete fighting Emu in the One Piece and using the weapons, it creates a new world. Yeah. A new world where people live in harmony. And all of a sudden, Luffy's like, it's equal playing ground now. Yeah. Let's treat each other equal.
Yeah, but he's saying that nobody's better than anybody else. Yeah. Just based on who you are. Because, I mean, if you think about his crew, you have people that, were viewed as,
Chopper was viewed as a monster.
A monster. You got Zoro. Even Zoro in the beginning, the guy's tied up by the Marines. He's a pirate hunter, And then you got Nami, who essentially is working with Arlong.
Viewed as a thief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you got...
Robin is viewed as an outcast.
Yeah, Usopp's a liar. Usopp's a liar.
What's Brook? He's just awesome.
Brook. Hey, one of my favorite. You talked about funny moments. My favorite funny moment is when he first meets Brook, and Luffy's first question for him. Of course, he wants him to join his crew, but he says, "Do you poop?" And then you got Sanji and Nami. They're like, "Are you an idiot? That's what you're gonna ask a skeleton?" And then Brook walks off and comes back with a cup of tea, and he's like, "Yes, I poop."
I love it.
But yeah, that's and then you got Robin, of course. She's viewed by everybody, the demon child. So I think that's Luffy's thing is like he doesn't like labels. Essentially, he wants everybody to be treated equally.
So I mean, I think I'm in on that dream of just
right on the spot,
like because it makes me smile thinking about it. Makes If I heard him say it in the way he would say it, I'm sure I'd probably tear up. Like I don't know. I'm just saying.
The drums of liberation,
drums of liberation, and it's a big party where everyone there's no hunger,
everybody gets liberated.
There's no poverty. Like it's just this equal playing field where we're
just Disney World, man.
It sounds like communism a little bit.
Socialism, more like it.
But I feel like
but Luffy's got a good way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
A way nobody's thought of yet.
But it works. It works. I don't know. But
everybody still plays their part.
Yeah. So,
but nobody's treated like they're lesser, essentially.
Yep, and I like that.
So I don't know. It's a beautiful
land of opportunity, man.
That's it. So
and these are all theories, of course, but
none.
I just love sharing them.
So
interesting to talk about.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on, man.
Well, this is
of course.
Awesome.
I love talking One Piece.
I heard you have some questions for us.
I have one question, and this is a very deep question. We've talked about a lot of theories, a lot of crazy things. So now I ask you, because my two favorite cartoons, which I don't view One Piece as just a cartoon, but it started out, I was watching it as anime. My two favorite cartoons is One Piece and SpongeBob.
Yes.
Okay.
So you gotta love SpongeBob. And my question for y'all, not serious question here, is what SpongeBob characters do you think would be if they were Straw Hat Pirates?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So who do you think would be?
I'd say Gary as Chopper.
Oh, I like that. That's a good take.
That's a good take. I think that'd be really good.
That's a good take.
I like that.
I mean, you gotta get. SpongeBob's gotta be Luffy. Like he's so joyful. Hey, he's ready.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think SpongeBob being Luffy's gotta be. That's gotta be
just a hopeless optimist.
Yeah, that's it. Just hopeless optimist. Yeah. That's it.
And then you got to go with Mr. Krabs. It's got to be Nami.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a cheapskate.
That's so good. That's awesome. That's so good. I wonder who Franky would be. Who do you think Franky would be?
Who would Patrick?
Well, Franky's pretty big guy. Pretty, the bro. Larry the Lobster.
Larry, okay.
Yes.
Let's go, Larry the Lobster.
Who's Patrick?
I don't know.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
It's gotta be Zoro. It's gotta be Zoro.
Or that one guy. Hey, did you blow him from Stupid Town? That could be Zoro.
His man plays an instrument. But then out of nowhere, sometimes Patrick comes in clutch. Like, he has his smart moments every now and then, just like Zoro.
True.
For the most part, he's just kind of just walking, living his life aimlessly.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he's like,
So is Squidward Sanji?
oh no,
No.
Oh,
is he?
well.
Is he?
I think Squidward could be Sanji.
No,
That's
he-
interesting.
No, he's Usopp.
Usopp is Sanji?
He's negative. He's
That makes sense.
negative.
That makes sense,
That's it. That's it. I have a negative personality. It's gotta
And
be.
he just gets dragged along the way into everything, you know? Yeah, he doesn't want to
I
go on
agree.
the island,
That's it.
but he just ends up being there with them.
Squidward's Usopp's gotta be.
Love it.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's
Do
awesome.
is there a Sanji? Is there?
I don't know.
I don't know if there's a Sanji.
Sanji could be Squilliam. Squilliam
And
Fancy Pants.
Roger's the live action pirate that's on the island that in
Yeah.
the intro.
Yes. And Buggy could be oh man, what's the pirate that Patchy? Buggy could be Patchy the pirate.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
It's awesome.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Or you could do like Roger as Davy Jones. I mean, no, he's not evil. I don't know.
No, I like the Roger as the intro pirate
Okay, intro.
to the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's the,
Are
and then
you, what does he say?
Are you ready?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Oh, who lives in the pineapple under the sea?
That's Roger. That's
That's
Roger.
it. Okay. So I like it. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else? Did we miss?
The squirrel. What's her name again?
Sandy.
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 That would be.
Robin? Because Robin kind of is an
She's
outcast.
smart and yeah, kind of did.
Okay, yeah,
we'll say
I
that's
can see
Robin.
that. We'll say okay.
Yeah.
Is there a Brooke? Is there a Brooke?
I don't know.
Brooke could be Davy Jones.
Yes! Yes! That's it. He's a ghost.
You got the spirit,
Perfect.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah. The soul.
Perfect. We got it.
The
we
Soul
got it.
King,
Okay.
baby.
I love
That's it. All right. That's it. And that's all. I think that's all of them, right?
We talked about so much deep stuff that I just had to
I know, we
pull
just
it.
had to- yeah.
SpongeBob.
I love it.
SpongeBob.
So if you're a
Yeah.
SpongeBob
We're just a
fan,
bunch of goofballs
Hey,
at the heart of it.
comment if you agree with those takes on those SpongeBob characters, just for fun. Just
Hey,
because,
comment on any of this. I'd love
Yeah.
to hear y'all's theories, and I honestly might do a little episode where we just talk about y'all's comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk
That'd be
about the
great.
things y'all do.
And if you think they're buns,
Or at least,
tell it that. 'cause
at
we're-
least a
we're
little
human.
section of the video, like a little section of the video where we talk about the comments you guys give us. And
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about what we think about y'all's comments.
Absolutely.
So just, hey, give them to us. I'd love to.
Yeah,
You know,
whatever
talk
theories
about it.
whatever theories you liked, you disliked, whatever. Because I feel like we went through a ton of theories.
Oh, gosh.
Because that's the beauty of One Piece at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Theories is my favorite part almost.
I feel like
Yeah.
I Joe Biden this whole thing. You know, I don't know what I was saying, but I just started talking.
Hey, I mean,
No, it was all great.
it was all good takes. I'm in.
Yeah.
You know. So, but hey,
Hey, thank y'all for joining us.
Thank
yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you,
such a good
Chopper.
time.
Hey.
Chopper, glad you made it.
I love
Thanks,
it.
dudes.
Of course,
Y'all are
yeah.
the best.
Can't wait to have him back because every time he's here, it seems like we have a great time talking about theories.
That's
you know?
it.
I love it. You know, last time we were lounging out. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm more into it now.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
that's
there's
it.
no
I
sitting
agree.
back.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
in. I like it.
Captain Kuro still.
I'm the number one fan of y'all's podcast.
Dude,
so
I believe it. He comments
Thanks
on
for
every
having me.
video.
That's it.
Every
Let's
video.
go.
That's
So
it.
it's good. Well, thank y'all for joining us. I'm so glad you're here today, and we'll see y'all around.